Hey people, how's it going? Welcome to another video. Welcome to a new little fun thing that I am doing. Welcome to revisiting. So I've ranked a lot of bands. I've ranked a lot of albums, pretty piss poor compared to some others. But in my opinion, I've done 20 odd episodes or so and they've been fun. But always when you do rankings, something goes at the bottom. Now, one of my friends at work was listening to, as you can see by the title, was listening to Maiden's Fear of the Dark today. And, he's like new, getting into Maiden, it's quite exciting, but he was like, this album's okay, this album's pretty good. And I'm like, really? I ranked it at number 16 out of 17. And he's like, oh, I mean, I get why you don't like it, but at the same time, I quite like it. So I was like, well, it's been a while since I listened to that album. Maybe I should give it a listen to it again. And so then it hit me. I was like, I'll do that. I'll listen to it again. And, I'll film it, because why not? So yeah, we're revisiting Fear of the Dark today. To just, we're just going to sit down together, listen to the album. Obviously not in full, look at the length of it. It's going to be chopped and cut, but that's still fine. I haven't listened to this album in a while. And, what people you might be asking, oh, why don't you revisit the album you put at the bottom? See if it really is at the bottom. No thanks. I know for a fact that No Prayer for the Dying is going to be at the bottom regardless. So yeah, it's a bit of I think it's quite a long album. We've got a couple of decently big songs to get through. So without further ado, I say we just get into it. Let's revisit together Iron Maiden's 1992 album Fear of the Dark. Okay, so obviously the first song is Be Quick or Be Dead. We're probably all familiar with this song, we all love it and we all know it, except me. I've never been a fan of Be Quick or Be Dead. I don't know why. I think maybe because it's probably one of the more aggressive Iron Maiden songs, you could say. A lot of Maiden songs, songs like The Trooper, Mariner, The Beast, Hallowed, they're amazing songs, but they're not aggressive. Do you know what I mean? They're not, it's quite, is this an aggressive album? Maybe, I'm not sure, we'll find out. But yeah, obviously, what year is it? It's 1992. Metal wasn't really happening anymore, thanks to a certain someone who shall remain nameless. But yeah, one thing I will praise this album on, you're probably going to hear me say this a lot, is the soloing. Holy damn. The 90s Maiden era of solos blows through the roof. I'm sure that's because of, Yannick's influence, Adrian Smith being more thoughtful and more into what he's playing, whereas Yannick's just, still sounds amazing. I love Jan's playing, don't get me wrong, but, it's just all over the place, which I imagine, did Dave try and be like, oh, I better keep up? So Dave still sounds like Dave, but you could tell he's just really brought his chops out for this album. So, yeah. Maybe I don't like Bruce's vocals. I don't know. But yeah, Be Quick or Be Dead, it's not the best song. So the solo to Quick or Be Dead wasn't, blitzkrieg of some of the shred that does come out. And then the second song, which we've got on now, is From Here to Eternity. I don't mind this song. I remember hearing it on the Visions of the Beast DVD, I think. I watched the video, and it was like, okay, it's different. It's obviously very different from what we just heard. From, if you compare the two, Be Quick and this song. This song's more, you could argue it's more of a, it's more of a hard rock song, This is a heavy metal band. They're so different, hard rock and heavy metal. Is it more Deep Purple-y? Maybe, I don't know. But the chorus is catchy enough. And it's a single though. Remember, it's a single, so it's probably bound to be, catchier than some of the others. But yeah, it's a good, you could say it's a crowd one. If this was played live at a gig I went to, I wouldn't be that mad about it. See, straight away already, the solo on this song is so much more like, what? That's got to be Yannick, right? That completely abusive whammy bit. But yeah, they just shred out of nowhere. What is it? It's a fun song, I like it. And then you have track 3, which is Afraid to Shoot Strangers, which is probably the most melodic, like hauntingly beautiful song Maiden have ever done. Like, you know, there are some other brilliant war epics that Maiden have done over the years, but like, this doesn't, it's on a different par with the likes of, say, Passchendaele and These Colors Don't Run, possibly even For the Greater Good of God, which is more of a religiously type song. But anyway, you get what I mean. You have those war epics that Maiden always do. This one's not so epic as such. It's more, is it more ballady? I don't know, but it's hauntingly ballady. It's dark and scary. It's like a it's like a teaser. It's like a pre-game for the entire next album, The X Factor. It's like Bruce trying to sing the lowest he can while still trying to sound like Bruce. You get what I mean? Does that make sense? It's a beautiful song. I love it. It's easily, like, compared to the title track, it's easily the best song. You know what I mean? And it's got such a, you could say it's got such a typical Maiden, you know, little figure in it that comes on in a second. But like, and then it picks up in the second half, you know, like most typical Maiden songs do. And it's just so good. Sabaton did a cover of this, and you know, they added orchestras to it, and my God, it gave me a bigger appreciation for this song. Yeah, this part here. Like I say, it's nothing fantastic, it's nothing incredible, it's not the most awesomest melody they've ever done, but it just sets the tone, you know? This would have fitted on the X Factor, I reckon. Afraid to Shoot Strangers. It's a cool song. Yeah. And then, yeah, it just ends with this simple, you know, after a hard picked up second section and another melodically shred-tastic solo, it just comes back to the main riff that we all know and love. Fantastic song. One of the better ones off this album. And then the next song, okay, so this is, I have to flip the side, bear with.
12 seconds later.
So now we're tackling side B. This first song, song 4, is Fear is the Key. This is where we pretty much get chucked into unknown territory. I do remember liking Fear is the Key. Oh yeah. That's a Maiden sound. You can literally hear Steve's bass pounding. In a choking sweat of fear. But yeah, it's completely unknown territory. So this is where it gets interesting now. Let's see what we get. It's a fun song, like, so far. It sounds very Maiden-y. Weird, random little breakdown section, you could say, that's in the middle of that song. I'm not a fan of the vocal delivery, I don't think. Some notes just sound off, and I'm not enjoying the tone of the voice in this song. Oh, now we're on some, like, off-tempo timing. That's just weird. That sounds like the record is scratching. A lot of squealing, a lot of screeches. Not a fan, eh? It's a very experimented song. This isn't following any sort of typical structure, which in a way is cool, because it's like, oh, it's unpredictable. But then there's unpredictable to the point where it doesn't gel. I feel like that's what this song is doing. The first half of the song is much better than all this mess. And then back to the main riff, sounding with the solo. yeah, we live in fear of another time when Maiden release an album like this. Right, track 5, we're now going on to a song called Childhood's End, and looking at the linear notes, you can tell that this is a whole song that's written by Steve himself. So, like From Here to Eternity and Afraid to Shoot Strangers, this one's all Steve. So hopefully this one's a tiny bit better than what we just heard. I don't mean to roast this album so much. I'm sure Nico from Licks of the Beast would argue much differently to the things I'm, bringing up. Him being much more, musically clued on with like chords and notes of what they're doing to make it sound cool. Whereas I'm just like, that just sounds weird. This part's cool. I don't mind this. I don't mind the sound of this bit. Back into the verse. That pounding. Kind of typical Maiden, you could say, with the double snare at the end of the bar. 1, 2. What is that? Is that 5/4? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. I don't know. I can't count like that. But yeah, I like this little bit. No, what? No life. Another typical Maiden lick there, and then again, have a guess, another guitar wank fest of a solo. But they're all still melodic. That's what's cool. That's what's cool. I like that. I love Dave Murray so much. Yeah, that whole harmony of Maiden after a solo, we love it. We all know it. We all love it. Yeah, this song's better. This is a better song than, much better song than that Fear is the Key. I can't believe I thought that was like a better unknown song. Childhood's End is much better. It's a good time. Oh yeah, and of course the last song on this side, the last song on side 2 is Wasting Love. That's another single. It's almost like it's like probably the most romanticest Maiden have ever gotten, maybe. We got acoustics. We're entering the realm of 90s love ballads now. Let's see if it's a good song. I haven't heard this song for ages. Maybe one day. Okay, so yeah, this song's definitely not the favorite. I mean, I could get why people might like it though. Obviously, it's definitely different. Breaks up the album from metal. But I mean, a bit stale, a bit. It's very typical Maiden, you could say. Well, for the chorus it is, but yeah, I think a good word for this song might just be stale. I mean, this is Dickinson and Gers. This is Jan and Bruce's song, so not expecting too much of it, really. I can't imagine a shred-tastic solo coming out of this one, but who knows? We'll see. But yeah, on the CD, would skip it. There's that iconic intro riff. Gives me No Prayer for the Dying song vibes, and that's probably the best. That's one of my more favorite songs off that album prior. Yeah. Can I just quickly say, weird, not the best album, but one of the better covers. There's something about the Fear of the Dark album cover that's really up there. I think because this isn't the original, the normal artist. This isn't Derek Riggs. This is, I actually don't know who did this, but I mean, he did great. Okay, it's picking up now. When I say picking up, it's picking up as much as a love Maiden ballad can. That doesn't do it for me, my bro. Sorry. I'm excited to get to side C and D. Yeah, so hang out for those. Right, okay, straight away, after that bombshell of the song, we then get hit with side 2, side 3, disc 2, The Fugitive. Straight away, that riff. Giving me, chuck in an acoustic, because why not? These are really pre-game X Factor songs, man. That sounds like Look for the Truth? I don't know. Blood on the World's Hands, maybe? That's the Maiden we want. That's like the... And then it... Why does it do that? Why does it randomly go soft and acoustic-y? Who wrote this? Dickinson and Murray. Dave Murray helped write a song. No, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong one. Steve wrote this song. Dickinson and Murray wrote the next song. I'm liking this song. This song is cool. This song is great. I think this song's even... I don't know, it just sounds fun and it's like simple Maiden, but it's like, after hearing Wasting Love, this is just such a refresher. Oh yeah. A bit of unpredictable drum beating there, like, catches you off guard, but it's not hard to get into the swing of it. Yeah, that first half, at least, is pretty cool. I liked it. The solo on this song was cool. It was like a random key change on the last note, I'm pretty sure, and it really, really stood out. I really, really liked that. And this is like a nice... This sounds like it could be an 11-minute song. This song is cool. I'm sorry that I never took this song in before. Slow the beat down, I like it. Oh, God, this is good. Why? How have I not heard this, like, properly? I'm kind of disappointed and upset in myself that I'm, like, only just rediscovering this song. I'm adding this to the playlist when this video is done. Of course it's a good song. Steve wrote it. What do you expect? The only weak thing is probably the chorus. But still, other than that, everything else about it was just, whoa. I loved it. Really, really good stuff. There's that riff again. Whoa. You can imagine, I could imagine Blaze Bayley singing that song. All right, here we go. Chains of Misery. Let's see what this is. Again, I've got no memory of these songs. Okay, for starters, that doesn't sound like Maiden at all. To me, that sounds more like almost Sabbathy. Getting like a heaven and hell kind of vibe. But it's cool. It's kind of boppy, kind of more upbeat. Funky little modulation thing going on in there. That was cool. What's funny about Maiden using backing vocals is they literally do it on like a really, really, really small handful of songs. So like on this album, I can only recall hearing it right now and From Here to Eternity. Like, if I quickly ran through most of their catalog in my head, I could only like immediately think of like a few that have backing vocals. So when they come out with 6 people singing Chains of Misery, it really makes an impact, and it's like, it sounds cool. Like that. And it makes it, you could say it makes it funner when it's played live. I'm assuming it was played live. I actually can't remember. I did a video about all of Maiden's live songs. Go look at that. But yeah, like, for real quick, The Final Frontier has no backing vocals on it whatsoever. There's only double tracked, I mean, they're probably all double tracked, but like, layered vocals. They're not backing vocals. It's so weird. So yeah, when Maiden use backing vocals, it's just such a, it's just such an unexpected thing. Chains of Misery was okay. Now we're on the Apparition track 3 on side 2. Track 3 on side 3. Immediately, Unbeliever vibes. Like the last song on the X Factor with that whole chord stop, chord accenty vibe. But it's like, I mean, I like the Unbeliever from the X Factor. Let's see if this one's good too. This one was written by Steve and Jan. So again, can you not hear the X Factor-ness coming out of it? You don't think that differentiator is obviously the singing, and maybe like the tempos are a tiny bit faster? Maybe? The overall tone on this album isn't as dark as the X Factor, but it's still pretty... It's not full nighttime, but it's like sunset, you could say. You know, it's just starting to get creepy. Well, obviously, it's going to have a creepy tone. It's called Fear of the Dark. Hello? That's a cool little bit. There are a lot of lyrics in this song, I've just noticed. I'm not even taking note of how long these songs are, it doesn't tell me, so... But in a way, that's cool. You're not then put off by like, oh, the last song's 12 minutes long. You think, that's alright, don't worry about it. If it's good, it'll fly by. That part's cool. Again, shred solos. And they go full blues. Because why not? Maiden need a bit more blues in their life, don't they? That's cool. That whole little middle bit, whatever, that was cool. I like that. Yeah, that song, The Apparition, probably on par with one of the weaker ones. Weird, like, don't let all the lyrics fool you. It went by quick, just as well. Anyway, we're on side 4 now, and this song is called Judas Be My Guide. We got some high energy, fast-paced soloing type thing. Here we go. This song is written by Dickinson and Murray. Oh, Murray, calm down. That's 2 songs now. Can I go now? Let's listen to the chorus. Oh, I remember this song. Yep. I've heard this more than once. Whispers in the night, Judas, my guide. It's alright. It's straight away. It's, you know, nothing outrageous. It's almost single material. Maybe the solos will blow me out the door. Who knows? Let's wait and see. The solos are okay. They're not the most shreddiest that we've heard on this album, but they're still fine. You know, they're still quick and they're still melodic, which is what, you know, they seem to be doing really, really well for this album. Just more of a catchy, you could say, sing-along song, you know? Just one of those fun, like, run to the hills, type songs. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, that's it? It's over? Okay. Right, moving on. We got Weekend Warrior. Now, I'm pretty sure I've heard a lot of people say this song is the dumbest. So let's find out. Well, for starters, that sounds different as fuck. So, the rebel of yesterday, tomorrow's fall. I mean, could be a filler song. You know, we've got 4 more minutes left on this album space. What should we put on there? I know what we'll put on. But who knows? It might be great. Let's... Look at you now. Look at you now. Yeah, it's like... It's simple hard rock again, I think. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm hearing. It's not terrible so far. It's okay. Let's see where we wind up. Nice little tappy little solo there, and then a bit of an alternate shred, kind of Van Halen-y, but still, that sounded cool. Again, a bit like the backing vocal. Maiden never tap, you know. There's a bit of it in the later era of Iron Maiden, but like, didn't do any like tapping stuff until the 90s kicked off. So like, Jan probably did it once, and Dave was like, I can do that too. Why don't I do that? Like, Sign of the Cross, I think, was the first bit of tapping I ever saw Dave do in the Rock in Rio thing. That was, when he did that, I was just like, good God, so this guy can shred. But he never did it until 1990. The solo is probably the best part of this song, I'm not gonna lie. The chorus isn't amazing, it's pretty basic and boring. Maybe you want to use that word stale again, but like, it's a there song. I've got no opinion. Like, I don't hate it. I'm not listening to it wishing it would end, but I'm not sitting here air drumming and head swirling to it either. So maybe just because it's like a first listen thing, maybe I need to, like, you know, chuck it into the playlist and just let it play a few times. You know, maybe after then will it actually take an effect and be a good song. I like The Fugitive, where that kicked me in the face, you know, straight away. These acoustic breaks are funny. To give it clarity, I suppose. But, I mean, yeah. Is it a bad album? No. That's the cool thing about Maiden. They don't have bad albums. Even No Prayer has some okay songs, you know. That's still going to be rated my bottom Maiden album ever. It just will be. It is, and this one will probably stay at number 16. I would much rather listen to Virtual Eleven instead of this album, because I don't mind Virtual Eleven, but that's a whole nother video. Excuse me, I apologize. Now, obviously, that's the end of Weekend Warrior. Like I said, okay song, nothing special. But now we get hit with the famous album closer title track, Fear of the Dark. In a way, I don't need to listen to this song because it's world famous. You know, is it number 3 in their top Spotify played songs? But like, we all, like, when I say this, I say it literally, we all know it and we all love it. So I'm almost tempted to not listen to it. But like, I'll, you know, quickly talk about it. Fear of the Dark, compared to the song, compared to the rest of the album, is pretty bizarre. It's way out the park. It blows everything away. Even my favorite, Afraid to Shoot Strangers. It blows it away. How do you write a song like Fear of the Dark and then pretty much have the rest of the album be subpar? Do you know what I mean? Like, sides 3 and 4, like, were pretty questionable. The favorite was obviously the favorite was The Fugitive, and Chains of Misery was pretty fun too. But like, 2 out of 5, not the best, you know. Afraid to Shoot Strangers, and probably the best one on disc 2, side 2, is Childhood's End. And like, only because they're not terrible. Like, that Fear is the Key, that was just weird. So, yeah. But, you know, Fear of the Dark is a fantastic song. And we all know it and we all love it. So, I'm not going to sit here and listen to it, I don't think. Okay, actually, I changed my mind. I did sit here and listen to it because it's that good. It's such a staple in their catalog. You know, it's definitely a staple of their 90s career. It gives the rest of the 90s like hope. You know, obviously the 80s is full with everything that's great, and you think, oh, what did Iron Maiden do in the 90s? Oh, they did Fear of the Dark. Oh, cool. And then, you know, and if you're really a fan, then you'll be like, oh, they also did the Klansman, and then the 2000s happened. Yeah, but so what do we think? we've now revisited Fear of the Dark. Does it stay at 16? Like I just said before, I didn't mean to really sum it up back then. I meant to sum it up at the end of the song. But yeah, obviously it will stay where it is. I'm still going to put it at the bottom because I do still feel the same way about all the other albums. So, but I will defend it a tiny bit more now that I actually have all the songs in my mind. Chains of Misery and The Fugitive were good songs. Not having much memory of them was a bit of a letdown to just roast the album. But still, would I recommend it to people? Obviously I would. It's an Iron Maiden album, and I'm an Iron Maiden fanatic. So I'm gonna recommend every album. The first album, the last album, their best album, their worst album. I'm gonna recommend them all. I'm just gonna say sit down and go through the whole thing because that's what you need to do with this band. You need to go with them on a journey. But yeah, I had fun. I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty cool. I'm probably gonna do a lot more of these, whether or not they won't all be bottomly ranked albums. They'll be albums I just haven't heard in ages. Anniversary albums. The year is in 2023 now. Going off the top of my head, there are a few big albums celebrating 40 this year. We've got Maiden's Peace of Mind. We've got Metallica's Kill 'Em All. What else we got? We got Dio's Holy Diver. I think Merciful Fate's Melissa came out that year as well. I think Quiet Riot came out too, but that's neither. You know what I mean? This is a big year for metal, so it's gonna be good. So yeah, that was fun, team. Thank you so much for hanging out with me while we sit here and just sit back and reminisce through Iron Maiden, one of Iron Maiden's lesser known, but lesser favorite albums, Fear of the Dark. I liked it. It was fun, but yeah, it's still gonna stay down there. Let me know down below. Let me know down below what you think of Fear of the Dark. Is it one of your favorites? Is it actually really, really good? Is it actually the worst thing I've ever done? Let me know why. Let me know why Be Quick or Be Dead is your favorite, and let me know why Fear of the Dark is actually really overrated. But yeah, it's always good fun to have a talk. I'll let you know. You'll see another one of these pop up probably soon, to be honest. But yeah, until that happens, everybody, as always, stay inside, stay safe, listen to Maiden. And we'll have a chat, and I'll see you all in the next video. See you later.